Hey, it's Quadex here. I am here with part two, or part one, depends on if I title the last part zero. Um, I'm pre-recording this because I want the episodes to come 1 hour away from each other. This is still a part of part one. Get both of these to 300 likes, and the next part will come. Let me go through the usual thing. Check out my other quality what ifs. The links to playlists of all the what ifs I've done will be in the description. Check out the community tab. I use that for polls to select what videos I do and more. Please like, comment, Q&A, any other comments you may have. Make sure you're subscribed, and let's get into this. So, I am the demon den. Naruto was so caught up in his turmoil that he didn't even see the giant Fuma Shuriken heading his way. A second later, Naruto found himself staring at Iruka's tear-streaked face. He looked over to see a giant shuriken sticking out of his sensei's back. "Why?" Naruto asked, his voice cracking with emotion. "Because we're the same," Iruka said with guilt lacing his words. "I was just like you back when I was in the academy. I was so alone. So I played the fool. I know what it's like to feel that kind of pain. It hurts, doesn't it? I'm sorry, Naruto. I should have done more to help you." Mizuki laughed from behind them. "That's a good one, Iruka. But we both know you hate him more than anyone. After all, it was the demon who took your parents away." Naruto's eyes widened when he heard that. Naruto did the only thing he could to do given what he was being told. He grabbed the scroll and ran. "Naruto!" Iruka's voice sounded after him. Naruto continued jumping through the trees as fast as he could to get away from the two Chunin. "Naruto!" Turning around, the blonde saw Iruka coming towards him. "Naruto! Mizuki was lying. He was just saying that stuff to confuse you." The Chunin Academy teacher held out his hand, giving him the scroll so we can keep Mizuki from getting it. However, Naruto merely spun around and launched itself back at Iruka, smashing his head into the Chunin's gut. The two tumbled down the trees and onto the ground. "How?" Iruka questioned as he held onto his stomach. "How did you know?" There was a puff of smoke. "That I wasn't Iruka?" asked Mizuki. Naruto smirked. "Because there was a puff of smoke. When it cleared, it revealed Iruka. I'm Iruka." Mizuki scowled. "Why are you protecting the demon anyway? You know what he'll do now that he has the scroll in his hands? Naruto's just like me. He used it for the power inside the scroll to destroy Konoha. That's what demons do." "You're right," said Iruka, surprising Mizuki. "That is what demons would do." Naruto, who had taken to hiding behind a tree as he listened in, froze at those words. "I see," he thought sadly. "So Iruka only sees me as a demon too. But that's not what Naruto would do." Iruka's words caused Naruto and Mizuki to snap out of their... "Naruto is not a demon. He's my student and a proud ninja of Konoha. Sure, he may not always get things right, and he's he's clumsy and doesn't act all that smart, but he's nothing like you. Naruto is one in a million kind of person, and I believe in him." Naruto went from depressed to elated. Iruka believed in him. For as long as he could remember, only the old man and a nice father-daughter couple at Ichiraku believed in him. Having another person who believed he would succeed was an elating feeling. "You know, Iruka, I was going to save you for later, but I've changed my mind," Mizuki sneered as he began spinning his shurikens in his arms as he got ready to launch it. "Die!" Just as Mizuki got ready to throw his Fuma Shuriken at Iruka, a blonde in an orange streak crashed into him, launching a foot into his face. The Chunin trader scowled as he landed several feet back, glaring at the person who had hit him. "If you lay one hand on my sensei, I'll kill you," Naruto declared, giving his opponent a defiant glare. "Ha, I'd like to see you try, demon," Mizuki shouted with an insane grin. Naruto put his hand in a ram seal and began amassing his chakra for another jutsu that he had seen in the scroll. Taiju Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Both Iruka and Mizuku gaped as hundreds of not if not thousands of Narutos appeared within the forest. They were everywhere. A literal sea of orange that almost blocked out the green of the forest. "What's wrong, Mizuki Teme? I thought you were gonna kick my ass," one of the clones shouted. Another cracked his knuckles. "If you're not coming to us, I guess we'll just have to come to you." The clones all jumped up and headed towards the terrified traitor. Naruto grinned as he looked down at the mass of black and blue flesh that he had at one point been Mizuki. "Maybe you went a little too hard on him," the blonde said with a sheepish grin. "Unbelievable," Iruka thought in awe, "to be able to learn such a powerful jutsu in less than an hour, and the numbers of clones." He said that he wanted to be surpassed the Hokages, and I'm beginning to believe he just might do that. "Naruto," Iruka said, getting the blonde's attention. "Come here, I have something I want to give you." Naruto blinked before walking over to him. "What's up, sensei?" "Close your eyes for a moment," Iruka said. Naruto did so as he did feel a weight being removed from his head before a new one took its place. "Okay, you can open them now." Naruto did so, and his hand went to his head, feeling the cold metal and notched grooves of a Konoha headband. Iruka had his goggles in his hand. "Congratulations, you graduate," Iruka said with pride. "And to celebrate, we're going out for ramen tonight." Naruto smiled and was hard-pressed not to cry. He decided to hide his tears by jumping on Iruka in a hug. "Iruka-sensei!" "Ow, Naruto, that hurts," Iruka said, though he was pleased to see the boy so excited. "Thank you, Iruka-sensei. You may leave for now." "Thank you, Iruka-kun. You may leave for now," Sarutobi said as Iruka escorted Naruto to his office. Okay, I need this discussions in the comment section. Is it weird for Sarutobi to call Iruka-kun? Alright, we had this discussion on my other series with Sarutobi calling Naruto-kun, which people thought was very weird and pedophilic. But let me know what you think in the comment section. It was late, and Iruka and Naruto had just gone out for some ramen after a clone had given Sarutobi the forbidden scroll. However, he had wanted to talk to Naruto and make sure he was alright. Sure, Hokage-sama," Iruka said. "I'll see you in a week, Naruto." As Iruka closed the door behind him, Sarutobi turned to look at Naruto. "Naruto," Sarutobi said, only to stop as Naruto launched himself at him, grabbing onto the old Hokage as he cried. Sarutobi was actually surprised. In all his years of knowing the blonde, he had only ever seen him cry once. The one time he had gone out to the Kaibi festival and had gotten beaten by a group of drunk villagers. I guess what he learned today was too much for him to take, Sarutobi thought as he wrapped Naruto in a hug. "Sorry, Gigi," Naruto said with a hiccup. "For what?" Sarutobi asked, amused. "The scroll is back. You helped me root out a traitor and just became a genin. I got your robes wet." Naruto pointed at the small wet spot from his crying. The Sandame looked down to see that his robes were indeed wet from Naruto's tears. Sarutobi held a snort of amusement. Of all the things Naruto could be sorry for, it was for getting his robes wet. "Gigi," Naruto said in an abnormal quiet voice, "is it true what Mizuki said?" Sarutobi sighed. He had known this was coming at some point, and he had hoped to have some time to prepare for this. "It is. So, I'm a demon," Naruto said, looking down at the ground, tears forming in his eyes. Sarutobi grabbed Naruto by the shoulder, making the blonde look up to him. "Naruto, I want you to listen carefully. You are not a demon. When the Yandame sealed the Kyuubi into you, he had made its dying wish for you to be seen as a hero." "A hero?" Naruto questioned, getting a nod from Sarutobi. "Why?" "Because Naruto, It is only thanks to you that the Kaibi is safely locked away. You're the entire reason that Konoha is still standing today, Sarutobi said. Really? Naruto asked, his voice a little hopeful. Yes, Sarutobi said. You are the hero of Konoha. Then how come everyone hates me? The blonde asked. Sarutobi sighed. They don't hate you, Naruto. They just don't understand. Sealing, or Funjutsu as it's called, is one of the most obscure ninja arts there is, and the hardest to master. Very few people understand this, and so when something like a demon gets sealed into somebody, they are unsure whether the seal can really hold something like that, a being of such power in. You have to understand that when the Kaibi attacked, many good ninjas died that day, and because of that they are unwilling to accept you, fearing that you are really just the Kaibi in human form. Naruto frowned. That made sense in some sick and twisted way, but now that he knew why he was hated, he had to wonder what he should do. Would people be able to accept him? Could he get people to see past the Kaibi and look at him as Naruto? At the moment, it didn't seem all that likely. After all, the people of Konoha had 12 years to get over their losses and see Naruto for himself. Then again, he had not really helped in that regard. He had been so desperate for attention that he had turned to pranks, since even bad attention was better than no attention. But maybe if I show them that how good a ninja I am, and that I'm willing to protect the village, maybe I can change their minds, Naruto thought to himself. He looked up to Sarutobi with determination. I'll show them that I'm not the Kaibi. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, future Hokage of Konoha. I won't let this get to me, ever. Data boy. Sarutobi smiled at seeing the boy's well of fire returning. That's good, Naruto. I have no doubt you will eventually get there. However, it will require a lot more hard work than what you are used to. You won't be able to do your pranks anymore, and will have to actually take the time to learn about being a shinobi. After all, a Hokage is not just the most powerful ninja in the village, he is the smartest and most cunning as well. So then you're pretty smart, huh, Oji-san, Naruto said. Sarutobi chuckled a bit. Naruto, do you know why I earned my nickname of Professor? Naruto scratched the back of his head. Because you're smart? Well, essentially, yes, Sarutobi admitted. However, it is much more than that. I earned the title of professor because of my ability to read people and react to any given situation, both on and off the battlefield. In the many years that I have lived, I have amassed much knowledge from reading books, things that taught me about shinobi basics, to the more advanced ninja abilities and theories, as well as knowledge on civilian practices like politics, which has become essential for every Hokage to know. Now, he took a minute to course the Naidame's decision to create the council. The whole reason a Hokage needed to know politics. He had been told by his sensei, Senju Tobirama, before the Second Shinobi Wars started that he was 100% positive he had been drunk when he came up with the idea. It looked good on paper, having a group of people dedicated to helping the Hokage deal with the everyday affairs of Konoha's civilians. However, the reality was far different. Sarutobi had spent more time fighting with the council than anything, and many of the people in it, especially on the civilian side, were extraordinary extraordinarily greedy. You know what? It's fine. Okay. Of course, I can say it when I'm not recording. It's cool. I'll skip over it. Always wanting more money and to line their pockets with more coin. The old Hokage shook his head and banished the thought. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that to be a good shinobi requires you to be not just strong, but also smart. I guess that makes sense. Naruto tilted his head for a moment before remembering something. Oh yeah, speaking of being strong, you know the awesome jutsu I learned? The Kage Bunshin? Yes, I know it. Sarutobi wondered where the blonde was going with this. Yeah, well, I was reading the description of it and I was hoping you could help me figure out something I read on it. The scroll said something about memory feedback and that it was really dangerous for some reason, but I don't even know what that is. Naruto scratched the back of his head sheepishly. Sarutobi looked at Naruto as he used his cunning mind, the mind that had given him his title of professor, to come up with a plan that should help the blonde get stronger without really helping him, formed in his mind. Memory feedback is the memories of clones' life returning to the user, Sarutobi answered. Whenever his clone is dispelled, whether on purpose or by accident, running out of chakra, all of its memories are given to the person who created them. Like when I created those 10 in the forest and saw 10 different sides of myself and my clones, Naruto mumbled himself through Sarutobi but Sarutobi still heard it. Yes, the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu is a powerful technique that way, Sarutobi said. Naruto looked up and tilted his head in curiosity. How so? Sarutobi tapped his chin. Well, originally, the clones were created because they were the perfect spying tools. You could have one of your clones infiltrate a base without any danger to do the original, and when they dispelled, they would give a complete layout of the base. So it's used to memorize things, asked Naruto, scratching the back of his head. Sarutobi nodded. Yes, however, the Kage Bunshin can be used for more than just memorizing things, Naruto. In fact, that taijutsu is an excellent method to learn new things with. You can learn just about anything from your clones, from chakra control and jutsu, to the books you read, write, and even taijutsu, since muscle memory is a mental faculty. That sounds almost like it can be used for training, Naruto exclaimed, excited by the prospect of what he could do with his clones. The Otokage nodded. It can indeed be used for training, though I suspect that only you will be able to use this jutsu to its full potential. Why is that? Asked Naruto, excited at the prospect that there was something only he could do. Because you're the only one who has enough chakra to summon enough clones to really make the training worth it. Most ninjas, even jonins, can only make 5 maybe to 10 clones if they're lucky, Sarutobi answered. Huh, I made nearly 1,000 in the clearing when I beat the crap out of Mizuki Teme, Naruto said. That you did, Sarutobi chuckled at the boy's enthusiasm, but it will take more than spamming out clones to become a great ninja. You will have to train hard and actually be serious about your profession. Naruto thumped his chest. Don't you worry, old man. I'll trade harder than anyone else in Konoha. I'll become not only the most powerful Hokage ever, but the strongest shinobi in the elemental nations. That's my promise of a lifetime. That boy. I'm sure you will, Naruto, Sarutobi chuckled. And to help, I have some advice for you. But before I tell you what it is, I want you to promise me you will listen to everything I say and follow the advice I give you to the latter. Naruto grinned as he thumbed his chest. Don't worry, Oji-san. I promise on my honor as the future Hokage of Konoha that I will listen to whatever you have to say and follow your advice. That boy. Sarutobi smiled before he began. Very well then, Naruto, since you're a shinobi, you will have access to the ninja section of the library. There you will find scrolls on chakra theory and control, ninja basics, and I think they even have a few books on Fuinjutsu if you're interested. Though I would also suggest reading books on things like politics and other civilian practices. If you're going to be Hokage, you will need to know these things. I want you to start off by finding books on basic chakra control and theory, as well as taijutsu style that will suit you if the basic style does not. I know you do not want to hear this, but the basic principles are the most important aspects of being a shinobi. Without them, you cannot grow because you do not have the essential steps necessary to advance in skills. Sarutobi looked at Naruto. Promise me you will do this. Naruto nodded, for once actually paying attention to what he was being told. You got it, Oji-san. I promise, first thing tomorrow morning I'll go to the library and look up that information. Naruto frowned for a moment. Though, I don't know if they're gonna let me in. Sarutobi frowned, and he knew a lot of places that didn't allow Naruto entrance, like many of the shops and restaurants. Thankfully, the library, unlike the shops and restaurants, was government owned, meaning that he was the only one who could ban someone's entrance. If they try to ban your entrance, just tell them barring entrance to a shinobi is illegal, and that if they try, they can take it up with me. Also, I might suggest some new clothes. New clothes? What's wrong with these clothes? Asked Naruto, who he liked these clothes. They were orange and warm and comfortable. And orange? Naruto, I know you like the color orange. However, it is not a good color for a shinobi, Sarutobi said. When you're out on a mission, those clothes will stick out like a sore thumb, and a ninja is supposed to blend in. Deciding to add some incentive, Sarutobi added another thing. Besides, if you wear clothes that are more shinobi-like, it will add a powerful and mysterious image to you, making people recognize how powerful of a ninja you are. That seems to get Naruto hooked. I'll do it, Oji-san. He frowned for a moment as he remembered when he had tried buying other clothes a few times. However, he had always been kicked out of the store before he could even take a look at the clothing section. Good, Sarutobi smiled. Now you have a whole week to get stronger before you get your Jonin Sensei assigned. The Sandem said, I suggest you use this time to catch up with the rest of your class. With Kage Bunshin, you should be able to get a decent level of knowledge and learn the basic. Though you will have to do physical exercise yourself, since clones can't do that for you. Naruto blinked. Why not? Because a clone is merely a chakra construct. It's not your real body, therefore it can't help you grow physically, Sarutobi answered. Now it's getting late, so why don't you get to bed? That way you can start getting stronger early tomorrow. Right, Naruto shouted enthusiastically. I'll see you later, Gigi. Sarutobi watched as Naruto left with the knowledge of that jutsu he should be able to grow strong. Sarutobi looked at a picture of Minato. Your son is on the path to being a great shinobi, Minato. Okay guys, that's where I'm gonna end it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next part. Bye.